50 Cent and Kanye had this whole thing. 50 Cent was like, if he outsells me, I'll retire. So instantly when it dropped, I went out, I bought Kanye's album. My name is Leslie Galarza. I am from Tucson, Arizona. For work, I'm an educator. I am a professor, humanities professor, and also I oversee a mentorship program at my college. What do I do for fun? I love to hike, I love to travel, I love to read. I really love to bake. That's not good for my health lately, so I've been doing that. Love to work out. Tennis is my latest adventure, and yeah. How do I create? I think my creation really comes from where I'm at in life. So if something is really bothering me, if the feeling is intense, if there's this like emotion and this passion that I kind of have to get out of my head, that's where I kind of take my thoughts to the paper and I just let it all lay out there. But also I would say with teaching, the way that I approach my curriculum, my lessons, is really to take my students through some sort of like journey, some sort of path to get from point A to point B. So I start off at one point that's really vague and general, and then at some point I kind of zone in on what the point is. So what I'm really trying to establish is that aha moment of like, oh, I see what you did there. I see how that connected. Music is everything. So music is, if you're in a bad mood, there's a song for it. If you're in a great mood, there's a song for it. If you need to pick me up, there's a song for it. So music really is embedded in my daily life. So from the moment I wake up, which we'll see, to just getting comfortable and getting relaxed, and my work day, when I'm at work, when I'm driving, just it's embedded throughout my journey of my day. My favorite music memory. That's a great question. The first one that popped out was going to the Glow in the Dark tour in 2008, Kanye West. So it was Kanye West, Lupe Fiasco, NERD, and what was that album? Graduation. My favorite album. 50 Cent and Kanye had this whole thing. 50 Cent was like, if he outsells me, I'll retire. So instantly when it dropped, I went out, I bought Kanye's album. I was a huge Kanye West fan. This was a different Kanye West at that time. But going to that concert and seeing him perform just those songs, I think that is probably my favorite music memory. Graduation was everything. Like graduation from the beginning of like Good Morning and just Homecoming and Can't Tell Me Nothing, and it just was the playlist of being 18, right? Like Kanye is, he just is the concept of 18, right? Where you feel invincible, where you feel so confident, like where you just feel like nothing can touch you. That's what that album did for me. So the playlist that I created for January initially was going to be, in my mind, a party mix, right? Because it's the beginning of the year. 2020 was just a roller coaster, like all up and down. My mind is, it's a new year, let's party, let's get it, let's go to the dance floor, and let's take it there. I have created a playlist for that. But when I really think about what January is, it's a moment to be intentional about starting your year, right? People have all these resolutions they do. It kind of sets the tone for your year, if you will, right? So when I think about that, I think about how do I set the tone for my day? So every morning when I wake up, I brush my teeth, wash my face, like that's the first thing I do. Then I head into the kitchen and I get my coffee going and I get my worship music on. Like that is just how I start. So I have a little worship session in the morning, then I do my devotional and everything like that. So when I looked at the prompt for creating a playlist, right, it says songs you love, that you vibe out to, that get you through the day. So this is exactly what that does for me, right? Worship music is what gets me through my day, is what I love and what I vibe to. And so I wanted to bring who Leslie is and how Leslie begins her day and how she's going to begin her year, because I think 2021 is going to be great. I'm very optimistic about it, but I also acknowledge that we need to have some strength that we need to pull from. We need to have some guidance, some faith that's brought into this so that we can be intentional and have a great year. So my story that I'm telling through the playlist is to bring you through my day, but also to my playlist is all over the place. So I've got some rock in there. I've got some more of like the calm music. I've got some like just different energies, right? And so I'm really trying to bring in all of these elements that you need. For me, one day I might be feeling, Do It Again, for example, one of the songs. It starts off by saying like, walking around these walls, I thought they'd fall by now, right? What does that speak to? It speaks to like the mindset of being defeated, right? But then it follows it up with, but you have never failed me yet, right? So I'm really bringing you into the space of just where I am as a human being. When you talk about like gracefully broken, right? That really does represent who I am, right? I am gracefully broken. I'm not perfect, I'm progressing, but I acknowledge, there's things God is working on me through. And so I'm really just trying to bring you into my world and my space and just the different energies that I pull from to get through and to get focused and to get centered and to get energized and encouraged. So that's what this is doing. That's a powerful question. This playlist that I created was really impactful in my life. Like I said, this is how I set the tone. 2020 was a roller coaster of a year, right? And so depending on where I was each day, I would go to specific songs. So Love Theory, the beginning of the song says, I want to welcome you back to life. And that really represents the process that I just went through. So I went through a season where God really took me through just a season of like isolation and restoration and transformation and just emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, like all these different elements, right? God really did refine me, which is also on my playlist, right? So the concept of like being refined and being worked on was what I just went through. And so that is, my playlist represents that, right? The season that I just went through. So I'm bringing this to you, Leslie style. And it's all over the place, you'll see.